Why would you think anything significant was going on between Mason and Gina?
Only because when I arrived this evening and found that despicable woman occupying my home, your future husband was there and he was alone with her.
He's a lawyer. I'm sure he's got a perfectly innocent explanation for what he was doing there.
I sure wish I could think of one.
An innocent explanation? We are talking about Mason Capwell, aren't we?
You've been gone a long time, Augusta. Too long to be formulating any opinions about this. He has been through a crisis. So have I, and it's perfectly logical for his behavior to be illogical at times, and it's understandable for me to be understanding of him through this. He's going through changes.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have thought that from what I saw.
You and I have been alone for 2 minutes, and we're already having an argument.
I don't want to argue. I'm just trying to make a point.
I love him. Troubles and all. And in spite of everything else, he is trying to make this okay. He loves me, so just be happy about that, okay?
Not if your happiness is based on a lie. From what I can see of Mason, it's certainly the conclusion.
Okay. Obviously, what I'm telling you isn't good enough, so why don't we just bring everybody out and we'll have a little discussion about it?
All right, fine.
Fine.
Fine. So where is he with the drinks?
Mason!
Right here, darling.
Yes, darling, there is something Julia would like to ask you.
Where's your lawyer?
I don't have one.
No way am I getting this case thrown out because I didn't go by the book.
Relax, would you, Boswell? I was read my rights. I know I'm entitled to an attorney present when I'm questioned. I don't need one.
Well, if you think you're going to get off easy because you're a friend of Castile's, you may want to reconsider. We've got a lot of evidence on you, Garber. Even Castile's not going to be able to ignore it. And I'll tell you, he is out to fry the man who raped his wife.
I hope he does.
You're gonna find out you got the wrong man.
Cruz, what's going on? No one will tell me anything.
Eden, what are you doing here? I thought you were going to be with your mother.
Yeah, well, Officer Bartlett brought me here. I wanted to find out what's going on with Kane.
Well, he and I are about to go through something extremely unpleasant. I hope you'll be able to forgive me, actually.
What do you mean?
I'm going to try to break him. I have no choice, really. I'm going to push him to his limits and see what happens.
Now, look, Cruz, I've done a lot of thinking about this since you brought him in here. And I know positively that he was not the one who raped me.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely certain of that, are you?
I would have known if it was Kane.
The man who attacked you, was he taller or shorter than Kane?
I don't know.
Well,
Look,
you
it has
see,
nothing to
Eden,
do
with
with
the
that.
mountain of evidence we have against the man, we're going to have to become real specific about the things we remember. You know what I mean?
Cruz, do you really think it's very right of you to question somebody who is your friend?
That's exactly why I want to do the questioning. I'm not just going to be looking for something to convict him with. Hopefully I'll find something that might clear him as well.
You know in your heart that he couldn't have done any of those things.
Yeah, but Eden, what I know in my heart doesn't really seem to matter right now.
Whose car is in the driveway?
There's a car in the driveway?
Yeah, whose is it?
Oh, that car. It belongs to a friend of mine. You know, I can't stop thinking. You were so terrific the other night. I mean, helping Sonny out of that situation.
And you're talking about a singular friend, or is there more than one person?
No, it's just one friend, a singular person.
So who is it?
Who's who? Who's what?
This friend.
The friend. Just a friend.
Where is this friend if they're staying here? Where are they?
Well, they're here. They're just not here right now.
What's that?
Oh, that's...
Luggage is what that is. Does your friend plan on staying here, Gina?
Well, actually, I was hoping that maybe
Did I not pay for every single room in this house?
Yeah, but I was thinking that maybe she could just sleep on the couch or in the living room or something, but I guess that's not a very good idea.
That's a terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea. That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, my friend should probably just stay someplace else entirely.
What's that?
This?
Wonderful lines.
Huh?
The contours on this gown are very revealing.
I guess so.
Your friend must be a very classy dame.
That's a matter of opinion.
You know, you shouldn't make her stay somewhere else.
I shouldn't.
No, she could stay here with us. She could take any room she wants.
Okay. Are you sure that's what you want?
Gina, any friend of yours, she's a friend of mine.
Ah, I better take that.
Julia, just exactly what was it you wanted to ask Mason?
Augusta seemed to think she saw you at Gina's house today. I don't really want to know what you were doing there, but since my sister would like, what were you doing there anyway?
I'm staying there. It's my house.
At Gina's?
Do you know that that woman has turned it into a bed and breakfast? My presence there is not the point of this conversation.
Oh, right. Mason?
Yeah?
I explained to Augusta that you probably have a reasonable explanation for what you were doing there.
Well, of course I do. And now I'd like to propose a toast.
What was that reason?
I was there on legal business concerning her separation from Keith.
Oh, see, I thought that you don't have any more private clients now that you're working for Daddy.
You're working for CC? That's worse than working for Gina.
Actually, Gina was never a client of yours in the first place, but you probably don't remember that, do you?
Well, that's true, but with Keith gone, she had nowhere else to turn for legal advice.
How about the Yellow Pages?
We're talking about a woman in a very sensitive situation.
You're talking to a woman in a very sensitive situation.
We're talking about a woman who cries whenever the subject of Keith comes up.
Speaking of Kiki, did she ever say where she was?
She has no idea where he is. All I know is I couldn't leave a woman in that much pain alone.
Aw.
Now, we may not approve of what Keith did, but if you'll think back to when I was missing, maybe you'll have a little more sympathy for Gina.
You were missing again?
I would do about anything to get out of this conversation right now. Lucky me. Hello? Yeah, I'll be right there.
Oh, don't tell me you have to leave. We have so much catching up to do.
Yeah, well, as DA, I can't call my own hours. Thank God. I will be back as soon as I can. It's Kane. It's about Kane Garver.
What about him?
He was just pulled into custody for the rape. I've got to go down to the station. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Well, if you're not here when I get back, I'll see you in the morning.
Well, I'm sorry you have to leave so soon, Augusta.
I'm not going anywhere until I figure out what the hell is going on around here.
You all right?
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. Yes, I'm fine. I'm just a little shaky, shaken up a little bit.
Mom, how did this even happen?
Somehow that maniac got into your mother's hotel suite.
So do you think it was the same man who attacked Eden and me?
Well, I think it maybe was, Kelly, because he had that mask on, the same thing. He got me in the hotel room, but I got away for a while, a minute, and then I ran out, and he got me again and took me down into the alley, and then when he heard the police sirens, he ran away.
So he didn't...
No, babe, no.
I have no idea what the hell is going on in this town. It's like a bad horror film. The guy can do whatever he wants, go wherever he wants, and the police can't do a damn thing about it.
I know how upsetting this way is.
Upsetting, Dad? This guy has attacked every single woman in our family. He killed Andrea. Now, Dad, if the police can't do anything about this, then we gotta take this on ourselves.
That's exactly what I said when he attacked your sister. And look what happened at the masquerade.
I don't mean to put the blame on you for what happened to Andrea, Dad. That thing was not planned out well, though.
Yes, son, I know that. You don't have to tell me. I was angry when I made up the plans. I'm angry now, just as angry as you are, but I'm not gonna let that anger play into that man's hands.
What we're going to do tonight is get some rest, and then if we have any ideas, we'll discuss them tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Whatever ideas we do come up with is not gonna jeopardize one member of this family.
Daddy's right. This man is
Too sick and too violent for us to take any chances with.
Look, because of what's happened tonight, I would really like you two to stay here tonight.
Daddy, I can't. I need to get home and take care of Jeffrey.
Well, then I'm gonna spend it on your couch. There's no way you're gonna be alone tonight.
Thank you, son. Sophia,
I'd feel more comfortable staying here if it's all right.
you would like to stay permanently? Okay. I will make sure your hotel has got security for 24 hours.
Listen, Daddy, I better get going. Oh, I'm so glad you're... I'm all right. I'm fine. I'm glad you came over. You be careful.
You thank you for taking care of your sister.
Yeah.
I will make sure there's security guards outside.
All right, good idea.
Be careful.
See you tomorrow, Mom.
Sorry, baby.
I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me. And what happened. You know something? I don't know how Eden lived through it.
Kane, I strongly suggest you have an attorney present during this questioning.
I don't need an attorney to protect me from you. We're both after the same thing.
All right. You've already admitted that you were in my house at least twice the night Eden was raped.
Yeah, before when I saw both of you, and then later I came back. The place was torn up, no power, no phone.
And what was your state of mind that night?
You saw me.
I need you to tell me.
I was alone most of the night. I'd been drinking. I was thinking about the things that had happened to me. Major, Ming Lee, Andrea.
And why did you go to our house?
I don't know. Which time?
The first time. Was there a specific reason?
No, I just couldn't stay in my place any longer. I had to get out of there, so I left, and I ended up at your door.
You were angry?
Yeah, I was angry, but I wasn't angry at Eden. I was angry at everything else, everything that had happened.
Now, when I saw you there, it was already pretty late. Seems kind of strange to me that you would go back a second time even later.
I wanted to apologize to you for the way I'd been acting. I was a jerk.
How come you didn't call?
I did call. I called. It was dead. I went over.
What time did you go over?
I don't know. It was after 10, I guess.
10 o'clock. By then, the place would have been sealed off with police tape.
I didn't see any.
Really? How'd you get in?
I went in through the back door by the jacuzzi.
Yeah, but just a couple of hours earlier, you'd gone in through the front door.
I had been drinking. I told you. I ended up at that. I don't know what difference does
okay,
it
so
make?
let me get this straight. You walk into a crime scene, a crime has just been committed, and nobody sees you?
I didn't see anyone. It was dark. I didn't stay long. The phone was dead. I left.
You didn't touch anything else?
No, I don't know. No.
Then why were your fingerprints found on a chair that had been disturbed in the place that night?
Wait a minute, what? Okay. I ran into something in the dark. I picked it up. I put it aside. That must have been the chair. I also touched the banister. Oh, come on, Cruz. I forgot. You just reminded me.
Well, maybe you can start remembering now. After you left my house, you say you went back to your own house. Is that right?
Yeah, and the major was waiting there with a couple of goons. They worked me over pretty good.
They bruised and lacerated you, is that right?
Yeah.
Of course, you could have gotten those bruises and lacerations from Eden trying to fight you off.
What the hell are you trying to do?
I'm trying to figure out what you did that night. No one can corroborate the times you say you came and went. No one saw you without those bruises on your face after Eden was raped.
The Major did.
The Major says he didn't see you at all that night.
Well, what do you expect? The guy to admit he hired a couple guys to beat me up?
I expect to find one shred of evidence, one sighting, one anything, Kane, that does not dump this in your lap.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed an alibi at the time. I would have gotten myself one.
You need one now, pal. Is this your knife?
I didn't know.
It's been established you own such a knife.
I had one. It broke. I threw it out.
Found in the rapes and in the murder of Andrea.
A lot of people have knives like that.
A lot of people don't have a bloody towel hidden in their house, the blood on which is a dead bang match for that of one of the victims.
Somebody is trying to set me up. Can't
you
see
that? Who is trying
that?
to set you up, if I might ask?
Well, who else? The Major.
How did he get access to the towel?
I don't know.
You have any kind of evidence for your feeling that the Major wants to set you up?
He hates me. You know that.
I asked him for some kind of evidence.
I don't have it.
Well, I have a mountain of it, pal, and every grunt of it points at you. You even had a motive.
Oh, come on now. That's ridiculous. What possible motive could I have to do that?
The moment you laid eyes on her, you've wanted her.
Well, can I get you a little more of this delicious, sparkling cider?
That was quite a display you put on for Julia just now.
I don't follow you.
Oh, you follow me precisely. I was very touched by your compassion for Gina's terrible problem.
Just being honest.
Something I've never witnessed in a Capwell. Mason, as far as I remember, the only time you get a compassionate word from your lips is if you were lying dead drunk on a floor.
Augusta, I realize it may be difficult for you to accept the changes in me, but I'm a much better person than I was when you left Santa Barbara.
Oh, yes, but you're a Capwell, so any change would be negligible as far as I'm concerned.
Well, in the end, Augusta, your opinion really isn't very important.
Ah, you don't know how wrong you could be. Anyway, I didn't come here to argue. I came here for my sister's wedding, and although I wouldn't pick you as a groom, obviously for some strange reason Julia has, and I'm very happy for her, and I want her to be happy.
So do I.
Well, then don't think I'm going to take you into our family without keeping a very close watch on you. And if you do anything to upset Julia's happiness, I'll know about it. Good night.
Well, Sprocket. You made quite an impression on her. She hated me when I walked in the door because of you. You must have been some kind of loser. Not even in your league. I must say, though, I did enjoy watching you with Augusta. Gratifying to watch you squirm. And it's only going to get better. Because I know Augusta, and she's not going to let go. She's like a terrier. She'll sink her teeth in and not leave you alone until she finds out what you're up to with Gina. Oh, and then there's a matter of your upcoming wedding. Go back where you came from, Capwell. We'll see who gets the last laugh.
Please, just relax. Please. Let's just sit down for a while, all right?
Cece, I am so nervous, I don't even want to be outside.
Darling, this is our home. We can be any place we want to be.
Ted is right. Ted is absolutely right. We have to do something.
Yes, we do. And I've got some ideas about that.
Well, it sounds like you're not going to include me in this idea.
Well, if it does, then it sounds correct, because I'm not going to.
Well, I think you better, because I've changed my mind about this whole thing. And if you don't, I think we're missing a good chance.
Just what are you talking about?
Tonight, after what happened, I know what both of my daughters had to endure. And as terrified as I might be of facing that man again, it's better than sitting around and taking a chance he might hurt Kelly and Eden or some other woman before we can get our hands on him.
Darling.
What?
There's somebody out there. Who's out there?
Excuse me. Am I interrupting something? Do you have anything new against Kane Garber?
We'll issue a statement in the morning.
Hi, Eden.
Is Cruz inside?
Yeah, he's inside.
Are you sure that you should be here?
Yeah, I want to be.
All right, I'll see you later.
Okay. Off the record, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Do you think that Kane could be the rapist?
No.
You sound pretty sure of that.
I am. He's innocent.
Even with all the evidence against him.
Lydia, it's circumstantial. Think about it. Somebody could have planted that towel in his apartment. Kane is a detective. If he did commit those crimes, why would he hang on to a towel that I had used the night I was raped, which meant that he would have gone back to my house after the crime was committed?
Or maybe he thought that his own blood was on it.
Okay, so maybe he thought of it as evidence. Why didn't he get rid of it? Why didn't he burn it? Why would he have held on to it in his own home?
I wanted to ask you because I can't help thinking that somehow you would have known if Kane had been the rapist.
I think I would have, Lydia.
You know, I'm a journalist. I'm supposed to deal with facts, but I've gotten to know Kane. Even with all this evidence against him, I doubt that he's guilty myself.
You held Eden in the mountains against her will.
To protect her from Elena, you know that.
That might have been your thought at first. Later, you wanted to keep her there because you wanted her for yourself. You did everything you could to keep her there. You put her in a closet one time, I believe, because that's how much you wanted her.
Yes, I wanted her.
But you couldn't have her. Because of me. She must have been talking about me day and night, huh?
She did.
You must have come to hate my guts. You must have hated me so much you could have killed me.
I did try and kill you. I couldn't do it. I had you in my sights, and I couldn't do it. You two have become the best friends I've ever had. I have let all my feelings for Eden pass. I put them aside.
So that's where Andrea comes in.
I don't want to talk about her.
You fell in love with Andrea and you thought she loved you too, is that it?
We loved each other.
And everything was going to be just fine, except that the Major showed up. The devil himself. He reminded you of all those things that you wanted to forget about. He ruined your relationship with Andrea. He pushed you to the edge, so you lost control. You started beating on her a little bit. You beat on him a little bit, so you got so violent.
I didn't! Come on! Eden!
You drove Andrea away. Nobody else did. You did. You're the one who did it, man. Once you got rid of the woman you say you loved, you start thinking about my woman again, man. You came to my house. You knew I wasn't there. You busted in. You cut the power. You raped her!
No! No!
Listen to me, man. I know you did it, and you don't have the decency to admit to me that you did.
No, I couldn't hurt him. I didn't hurt her. I love you guys. I couldn't hurt either one.
I'm telling you, we got to get rid of that woman.
Julia?
Oh, no, not Julia. Augusta. Don't like her. Don't like her name, even. She's trouble.
We can handle it.
Handle it. She's already stirred up trouble. She's only been here a day. She knows you and me are up to something.
She doesn't know anything. She may suspect something, but that's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. The woman can ruin everything.
Not necessarily.
I'm telling you, the last thing she wants is for me to marry Julia.
Well, that might fit right into my plans.
What the hell are you doing back in town?
Well, that's not exactly the greeting I was hoping for.
You didn't expect we'd be glad to see you.
You didn't answer my question.
I'm here for my sister's wedding. I thought you two would be divorced, having been married again.
Keeping up with the local news, I see.
Not entirely. How could you let my house be turned into a tacky boarding house?
How could we? You're the one who leased it to Gene and Keith, didn't you?
That wasn't my doing, although they do make perfect neighbors for the two of you.
Oh, I forgot how glad I was when you weren't around.
I won't be staying long, Sophia. Don't worry about it.
How long, Augusta? Is long enough to ruin the wedding between Mason and Julia? What's the matter, darling? You can't bear the fact that Julia is going to marry into the Capo family? Hmm?
I can bear a lot, Cece, but they haven't said their I do's yet.
Oh, Augustus, stay out of it. They're looking forward to this marriage, and there is a child involved.
I saw her. She's very beautiful, despite who her father is.
Oh, Augusta, I'm really warning you.
Oh, I feel so much more at home now. Idle threats and recriminations. I knew you wouldn't fail me. Although I was hoping for a little gossip.
Yeah, if you keep banging around these bushes here, you're going to get more than gossip, though. You see, there's a rapist around now.
Not for long.
What is that supposed to mean?
My sister happens to be district attorney. She just got a call. He's been apprehended. They're questioning him right now.
Where?
The courthouse. So
Come on.
Nothing I said.
Did you see what I put him through in there?
Yeah, the end of it.
Then you know there's no way he did it.
I know there's some damaging evidence against him,
There's not a jury in the world that would convict that man if they saw what he just went through.
but they won't see it. I don't disagree with you, but I just wish out of all the evidence there was just a single piece that could clear him.
Oh, excuse me.
Sure.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
You know, what is it?
I want to know how Kane's holding up.
Not particularly well.
Well, I want to talk to him.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Cruz, I think it's a great idea because I know he didn't do it. I want to talk to him. I want to make him feel better. This is
It's
killing
not your
me.
responsibility to make him feel better. And after what he's been through, I really don't know what he'd do.
Cruz, he's our friend. He's my friend. I can't stand to see him go through this.
I'm sorry, baby. All right, but I'll be standing here watching and listening, so... Eden, don't let it go too far.
What are you doing here?
Are you telling me you want this woman to break up the wedding?
Look, we'll talk about it later. Right now, I just want you out of here.
All right. Give me a little kiss for luck and to help me deal with Augusta. Who are you expecting at this hour?
Nobody, but whoever it is, I don't want them to find you here, so why don't you go hide in the kitchen?
Oh, there's my favorite cowboy. You know, I haven't had so much fun singing those cowboy songs the other night. In ages, I haven't had that much fun.
Cowboy songs? What's he talking about, Mason?
Mason? Who's Mason?
Oh, you know how funny people are about nicknames. Bunny, this is Augusta, the woman I told you about who's going to be staying with us.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure indeed. You have wonderful taste in clothes.
Thank you so much for the legal advice. I'm sorry you have to rush off.
Excuse me, Augusta. I have to walk my friend to the door.
His friend? It's a very unlikely combination, I must say.
So you gotta come back real soon with your guitar, huh? So we can get some of that wild harmonizing going, huh?
Heard that.
I want to get a guitar.
I don't know what's going on around here, but I warned Mason and I'll warn you. You do anything to hurt Julia and there'll be hell to pay.
Julia,
We heard they caught the rapist.
we have a suspect in custody.
Well, who is it?
Kane Garver.
Oh, come on.
What?
What are you talking about?
You must be crazy. That's a mistake.
We wouldn't have brought him in if we didn't have evidence.
Kane is not the man who attacked me tonight. He wouldn't hurt Eden. He'd never hurt Andrea.
Does Cruz and Eden know he's been arrested?
Yes, they're both here.
Well, I've got to talk to them.
Sophia, I'm sorry. I can't let you go in there.
Just let it go. Let them handle it themselves. They'll be fair to him.
I want to speak to Eden.
She's not here.
Well, where is she, Julia?
She's in with Kane. I know this is unprecedented, but she doesn't believe that he raped her any more than you believe that he attacked you. So we just don't have an alibi for him yet. She's being carefully watched, don't worry.
On your side, Kane.
The way I got set up, I don't think having someone on my side is going to be of any help.
No. We're gonna find a way to prove that you're innocent.
What are you gonna find? The Major set this up too good. He knew I was the perfect person to set up for all of this. Once he drove Andrea and I apart, you know I'd be alone. And just think of all the rest of the stuff that can come out about me, starting with what I did to you in the mountains.
You saved my life in the mountains. No one, and I mean nobody, has ever cared for me or been more generous to me than you were.
And I fell more and more in love with you. That's all the jury's gonna hear. They'll fixate on how I got violent and held you there and wouldn't let you leave. How desperate I was to have you love me the way I loved you. They won't hear me when I tell them that I couldn't possibly think of making love to you without you loving me. If I wanted to rape you, I would have raped you in the mountains. But I didn't think once of doing anything that would hurt you.
And Kane, I will tell a jury that. Andrea was my best friend. I know you would never hurt her.
They're not going to believe that. They're going to have all these witnesses parading by them from the party saying they heard this terrible argument between us before she went to the beach. And then where was I?
I disappeared. I'll get convicted of her murder. None of this would have happened if I hadn't met you.
Don't say that. Please don't say that. I will make people listen to the truth, Kane.
That'll be enough.
I can't believe you let her go in there. I mean, what are you trying to do? Threw our case right out of the court, right? I mean, all the stuff.
Victor, please.
I mean,
spare
don't
me.
tell me. You still think he's innocent? Haven't you heard a word the man has said? He admits being in love with your wife.
You don't know the first thing about this man, believe me.
Listen, I know he committed those crimes. He raped your wife. He's obviously wanted to. In surprise.
Do you know that he risked his life to get me off a murder charge? He knew damn well that me going free meant he'd never have a chance with her, but it didn't stop him from doing what was right. He stood up for me. So don't you question my opinion of him.
The doctors aren't quite certain just yet how much Jeffrey's understanding, but I know he'd want to be a part of things.
It's not going to be easy. Jeffrey is going to be just fine.
Such a beautiful sunset.
I never want to leave this place.
Well, we might get awfully hungry.
No, we won't. Not as long as I have you here. You know, this is the one place where I feel like I'm completely accepted. See, all of this could never harm us, keep us apart.
Jeffrey, when my father knows how much that I love you, he'll never try to come between us again.
Well, even if he did try, I know somehow we would find a way to stay together.
Why is my luggage still here and not in my room?
Because you haven't moved it yet.
Well, as I understand it, you are the proprietress of my house.
You certainly don't expect me.
I'll give you a hand, Gina.
Thank you, Bunny. But I wouldn't expect her to be a big tipper.
You know, I love this gown. I think it's one of Alberto's finest.
Alberto's?
Carpelli. It's a buddy of mine.
You know Carpelli personally?
Personally? His mama still makes the best linguine in Brooklyn, and this guy, he can design a mean gown.
Well, wonders never cease.
You and me, Augusta. I think we're gonna have a good time. What's that?
Nothing. Nothing. I wish you'd be more careful with my luggage.
Imagine that. Classy dame like yourself carrying around a little portable shovel. I like your style, Augusta. I like your style.
Mama, are you all right? Mama, I'm fine. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
I just hate to see Kane going through this,
Well,
you
it's
know?
awful. Is he going to be released?
Well, we're working on it, but it's not happening right now.
Honey, you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was really worried about Mama, though.
No, it's okay.
You look good, Sophia. You look better. It's good to see you. Look, we're going to have to go in here and talk for a second. We'll be out in a few minutes, if you'll excuse us.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right, darling.
You want to tell me what's wrong?
Nothing.
Eden, don't. What is wrong?
Look, Cruz, it's just something that Kane said to me at the end of our conversation.
What?
He said that none of this would have happened if he hadn't met me.
Wait a second. You're not taking the blame for what's happened to Kane now, are you?
Cruz, what he is saying is true.
Darling, that is crazy. You didn't meet the man. If you recall, Elena knocked you upside the head and threw you off the side of a cliff, hoping that Kane would find your dead body. It's not your fault that he came back to Santa Barbara or that this has happened to him. I mean, the man is desperate now. He's obviously grasping for answers, but you taking the blame is not one of them.
It's just that so many things have happened.
Babe, please. It's not your fault. And anyway, it doesn't matter because he's not going to take the fall for this, I promise.
I want to go home.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a ride.
Well, there you are. Glad you're home. I think we should clear up this Gina thing. If you want me to find another lawyer for her, I will.
There's a lot of people that are close to me that are in serious trouble right now. Gina is not on my list of important things to think about.
Rough night, huh?
Terrible night.
Don't just stand there, Sprocket. Even you can't be insensitive enough to let her feel this lousy. Right. I mean, this is some kind of trap, isn't it? You're just trying to get me close to her so you can get the jump on me. I care about what happens to her. Boom. I'm not going to fall for your tricks. Just remember, I'm a heck of a lot stronger than you are. Not when it comes to Julia.
Garver is not the man that attacked me tonight. Now, why don't the police accept that? Eden told them the same thing.
I know she did, darling. Look, for me, I don't know what to make of that man anyway. He's always been good to Eden and Cruz and helped them out. I still can't forgive him for holding Eden in the cabin all those months.
That does not make him a rapist.
I was not going to say that. I was agreeing with you. You just didn't give me a chance.
I didn't mean to jump on you. It's just that everything that's happened.
Honey, you don't have to make any excuses after what has happened tonight. After what you've been through.
We can't allow that man to hurt Kelly or Eden again.
He won't. He never will. And maybe right now you can stop being so strong, huh? And realize what has happened to you. Give into it, baby. I'm here for you. Give into it.
nights real in my mind. You were right, and I was blind.
I wish you would please tell me what we're doing.
Fiorentino! Oh, Carmelo, I want you to meet my wife, Eden. Eden Castillo, this is Carmelo Fiorentino.
Molto piacere, signora.
Oh, so nice to meet you.
I'm sorry to be stopping by so late. We were delayed.
It's no problem, especially for you, signore.
Okay, is it ready?
Yes, it's here.
Oh, darling. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
I thought you'd like it. It's hand-carved.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, the lines are so clean. The work is done so well. Wherever did you find this man?
Well, he came with the highest recommendation.
Uncle Guillermo?
Who else?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a wonderful job, Carmen.
Grazie, signore.
I really hope that our baby can learn early the value of doing things with care and simply. And maybe that things you do for other people are usually among the best things you do.
Like making somebody feel better when they're hurting?
I thought maybe tonight you needed a glimpse of the future.
I did. You know, our baby's gonna learn all the right things about being sensitive to other people's feelings. Because this baby is gonna have the best teacher in the world.
Teachers. Not to mention the most beautiful mama.
Bravo, bravo.